All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this parent information session. This is a special session with Tanner Bowman. It's going to give us some information about our Bottega program, which will be really great information. And then after that, he'll just open up to any questions. And then if we are done with questions with him, then we'll go ahead and just open it up to any broad questions about the My Tech High program that I'd be happy to assist with. So just want to remind everybody that we are recording this session so we can view it later if anybody is in need of the information. Tanner, thank you so much again for being here. Let's go ahead and just turn the time over to you and then let me know when you're ready for questions and for questions.
Okay, great, thank you. So just wanted to share my screen. There we go. So what we are offering is the Bottega program. So as you can see here, this is bottega.tech is their website. And so if you want to go check that out, you can. What we do for them is they have all these different tracks that people can take. Their traditional program is a 12-week online program, and the cost of this is about $12,000 for tuition. And what they do, what the general people that apply for this Bottega program are, for example, like an adult generally who wants to transition into a programming job but don't have the skills. Bottega takes 12 weeks, 9 to 5, and basically just completely trains them on everything that they would need to know to be an entry-level software developer. And it's been a very successful program. They have some statistics on here. Let me see. Let's see. They had some statistics. I'm not sure if they moved where they are in the page. Yeah, but they have something like 20. It's like a 98% placement rate in jobs. Average starting salary is around 60,000, and then after 3 or 4 years, they're definitely up well into the 6 figures for their graduates. So that's the Bottega track that they go on. And so what we have been able to do is I reached out to some contacts I had at Bottega, and I said, hey, let's offer this to high school students. And so I was able to work out a deal with Bottega where with My Tech High, students can enroll in the Bottega program for periods 4, 5, and 6 or 5, 6, and 7. Due to the expense of the program, it takes 3 class periods. And they can, over their whole high school career. So for the full program, generally it's sophomore, junior, senior years. They take 3 classes per year. So it's quite a bit of time, quite a lot of work. But at the end, students can graduate with that and go straight into the industry if they want to. Straight out of My Tech High, I had a student who graduated last year, and he completely skipped college and went straight into an internship at Podium. They're a tech company in Lehigh. He got an internship with them right out of high school for a couple months, and then last I heard, his internship will end in June. I think it ends next month, and he will be hired full-time as a programmer for Podium with just this certificate from Bottega that he graduated with in my class. So we offer 2 different courses. The full Bottega program is about 600 hours of work, and a class should roughly be about 200 hours a year, actually more like 120 hours a year for one class. So it's definitely a lot of work. But if you stick through it and get to the end, you have the skills to go straight into a career as a programmer. You also get quite a few college credits since Bottega is an accredited university as well. So you will get like official college credits from Bottega University that and they are accredited in such a way that their credits will transfer to most universities. So if you do decide to go to college, you've got credit to go get a head start in college. Or if you decide to skip college, you've got a great way to go start earning money. And so with that, we have two tracks. The first track is 60 hours, and that is just taken in 1 year. And we call that the prep course, the Bottega prep course. And it's the first 10% of the full program. So for students who maybe are unsure if they want to commit to the full thing, we have the initial 60-hour course that also comes with college credits that they can do in 1 year. And then at the end of that, if they want to continue, then they can enroll in the full program. So we suggest that ninth graders take the prep course. And then if they like it, their sophomore, junior, and senior years, they take the full Bottega program. And then they can finish My Tech High with their certificate and college credits. So those are the main things to cover on this. I think it'd be best to just open it up to some questions. If anybody has any questions you'd like to ask me about this, please let me know.
Perfect, Tanner, that was great. Yeah, let's go ahead and ask some questions. There are some frequently asked questions. I didn't receive any in the chat, but I'll keep an eye on them. But there are some frequently asked questions that I would love Tanner to just give us some insight in. So Tanner, what ages is this program best for then? You said for the prep class, that could go for grades 8 and 9.
It can be 8 and 9. Yeah, they can take it in either of those grades. We have students take the prep course even down into 6th and 7th grade as well. Okay. It's just recommended that if a student wants to do the full program, they take the prep course first if they have time. If they want to start as a junior or maybe even as seniors and cram everything into 1 year, then they can do that as well. But I prefer to have students take the prep course earlier on so that their sophomore, junior, and senior years, they can do the full program.
Perfect. And then that full program is only available for 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. So
yes.
Awesome. All right. Is this anything that someone could take during the summer? Can they take these courses through the summer at all?
Yes, they can. They would just need to have it on their My Tech High schedule to get it paid for. So like let's say they enrolled as a sophomore, they start the full program as a sophomore, they will have nonstop access to the course until they leave My Tech High. So that includes over the summer, everything as well. So you just have to be enrolled in it. And once you enroll and once you commit to doing the whole thing, then you have nonstop access basically until you finish. And I saw the question in the chat, what is the workload?
Yep.
Well, we as a teacher, I generally try to design courses to be roughly 120 hours per year, 60 hours for a semester, 120 hours for a year. The full program, Bottega says 600 hours. So if you're looking at it that way, over 3 class periods, you need to do 600 hours in 3 years. You got to do, so that's 200 hours a year. And if we're doing August to May, we're doing 9 months. I'm just gonna pull up a calculator because I can't do that math in my head. If we're doing 9 months, which is 36 weeks, so we need to do 200 hours in 36 weeks. So that is approximately 5.5 hours per week. So that's generally what I've told my students is do about an hour a day. And especially if they're going to work through the summer, roughly, if you're going to do work for the summers as well, I might say spend a couple hours 2 or 3 times a week. And if you do that and you're consistent with that, you should have no problem getting through it.
Awesome. Yeah, we do have that question often is how demanding is the program? And we do typically tell them that 10th grade students can expect to spend about 5 to 10 hours a week, just depending on that. Kirsten asks another question. What concepts and coding languages are actually being taught in the program?
Yeah, let's see. I can show you that. I'll share my screen again here. 1 second. Yeah, so right here, this is what I wonder if I can find a good list of everything. Okay, here we go. So the full programming, they do quite a bit of Python and React JS. This is very focused on web development, and these are the two languages that are very powerful for designing like industry standard websites. So they use a lot of Python 3. Here's a list of the actual class curriculum names that they'll be going through. So Intro to Programming Python, Python Software Development, JavaScript, which is front end. That's how to just like make a website look nice on the front end. Database, which is back end stuff on how to store the information that people input into a website. And then React gets into some really advanced web development stuff. If you just use JavaScript and HTML, you're not going to have a really nice looking website. But if you add in React, you're going to have really well designed, complex websites from this. So these are the basic courses that they go through there.
That's great. Are there any other questions that anybody has? I did put into the chat the document of the most frequently asked questions regarding Bottega, so that might be a great resource for our parents. But if there's no other questions directly for Tanner, we'll go ahead and just let him go, and we can open this parent information session up for anybody else that might have other questions.
Thank you. I'm just gonna put my email in the chat, and anyone that has a question about that, feel free to email me, and I'm happy to help however I can.
No, that is so perfect. Tanner, thank you so much for taking this time to look at this. You're getting some gratitude in the chat as well. We appreciate it. We know that we get lots of questions about it. So thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.